Well, guys, should we cross the Rubicon? What do you think? Should we cross the Rubicon? Let's do it. Yeah! Look at that, guys. We crossed the Rubicon. Do you know what that means? Rubicon. Started to sleet, guys. Look at this. This kind of precipitation is called sleet. Look at that. See that? It's not rain. It's not hail. Hail is like the chunks of like the ball. Hail is like balls of ice. This is like frozen rain. Weird, right? Frozen. It's not rain. You can see it. You can see the little chunks of ice there on my jacket. It's either called frozen rain or sleet. Sleet is another word for frozen rain, basically. All right, guys, so good thing we crossed that Rubicon and not this big Rubicon up here. I don't think I could jump across that one, guys. So do you know what that idiom means, to cross the Rubicon? Got some sleet on your face. Do you know what it means to cross the Rubicon? The Rubicon is a river. It's the name of a river in northern Italy. Okay, and I don't think it's a very big river. I've never seen it. It's probably a small river. It might be something like this, maybe smaller. It might be something like over there, the little stream that we crossed over there. So I'm not sure how big it is, but what this idiom means is it means to do something where you can't go back. You cross the point of no return. You know, sometimes in life you have to make a decision, and it's when you make that decision, you know, you can't go back. There's no... Keep getting some rain on your face, guys. I think now it's almost more like rain. I don't know. The temperature is probably about hovering around 0 right now, so that's why it can't decide if it's going to be rain or sleet. So guys, have you ever made a decision, and when you decided it, you know, the decision is irrevocable. Irrevocable means you can't go back. You know, now you've done something and you can't go back. You made a big life decision maybe, and there's no going back. You know, sometimes in life that's how it is, right? We make decisions and they're big decisions and we can't go back from that. Okay, so this idiom, crossing the Rubicon, means you do something, and when it's done you can't go back. Okay, so where did this idiom come from? Well, there's the river in North Italy, right, called the Rubicon. And back about 50 BC, right, so about 45, 50 years before Jesus was born, there was a Roman general named Julius Caesar, right? And there was some political problems in Rome at that time, and there was a law that said Roman generals are not allowed to enter Italy, okay, unless they're invited by the Roman Senate, right? So you have to be invited. If like, for example, if a general is fighting over somewhere in Gaul, let's say, Gaul is was France. Okay, that was under the Roman Empire. The area of France was called Gaul. And so imagine if you're fighting over there, and then suddenly the general comes back and starts going this way toward Rome. People in Italy are gonna think, I wonder what that guy's coming back to do, right? Is he coming to take us over? So, you know, this has been the story of history, right? Where one general is successful, and then the general just says, you know what? It's my country now. I'm gonna take it all over, right? Hey guys, there's a nice dog there. Hey dog. Man, nice dog not barking. The only dog around here that doesn't bark. I like that. I like that dog. All right, so so the Roman general named Julius Caesar, basically, he was up in Europe, you know, northern, like Europe, that area, Gaul and whatever, fighting for the Roman Empire. But then some political changes happened in Rome, and there's a bunch of, you know, stuff. Anyway, so he wasn't allowed to come back to Italy. That was the law. And the boundary between Italy and the rest of the Roman Empire was a river called the Rubicon River. So if a general is going to go cross the Rubicon, that's illegal, right? That's illegal. And so that's what Julius Caesar did. He crossed the Rubicon and he started a civil war. Well, maybe it wasn't him that started it, but you know how these things are. They're a bit complicated. So anyway, there was a civil war that started. When he crossed the Rubicon, he decided, you know, there's no other way to do this. Let's just fight it out. So he won the civil war. He won the war. Julius Caesar won the war. But when he decided to cross the Rubicon, that was the moment. Guys, they've been building that house for like a year. Every time I go walking, they're doing some construction over there. Kind of annoys me. Oh, I'll keep walking this way so we can get away from the noise. So the moment that he crossed the Rubicon, that was an irrevocable decision, right? He broke the Roman law. I mean, he had to. He had no choice, right? He had to, pretty much. And so he went there. He decided, yeah, we're going to go to civil war. If that's what it is, we're going to do it. So he went there, and that decision was irrevocable, right? He decided, and once he was past the Rubicon with all his soldiers, that was the point of no return. Okay, so in English, if we say we pass the point of no return, right? Like if I say, you know, he passed the point of no return, that means he did something and now there's no going back, right? So, you know, imagine if a person gets divorced, for example, and decides to go and marry someone else. That's a big decision. It's a big life decision, and there's no going back, right? After that, imagine if your partner, if your husband or wife, they divorce you, and then they go marry someone else, and then they come back and they say, "Oh, I want to be married to you again." What would you say? You know, most people would say, "Sorry, buddy, I no." You crossed the point of no return. You passed the point of no return. You crossed the Rubicon. You crossed the Rubicon. There's no going back, right? So it's like in his case, in Julius Caesar's case, it was like an insurrection, right? Have you ever heard that word before? Insurrection. It means when there's a government, let's say a legal, whatever, there's a government, and then there's a person or a group that rises up against the ruling government. Okay, that's called an insurrection. Or if it's a military general who's doing it, then it's called a coup. A coup. Okay, so there's different ways to describe this idea, but I mean, it's happened a lot in history. Many countries have had some sort of a revolution. Now, a revolution is something that happens from within. Okay, so let's say from within the city of Rome, let's say all the people had kind of started protesting and whatever, then that would be called a revolution, like the French Revolution, right? So in this case with Julius Caesar, it wasn't really a revolution. It was a civil war, basically. So he crossed that point, and the country went into civil war. So that's what it means to cross the Rubicon. Okay, now how do we use this in real life? You know, because this is an idiom. When you hear this term Rubicon, it could be talking about Julius Caesar, and it could be talking about the river in Italy. But most of the time, it's an idiom, which means it means something other than the literal meaning, right? So imagine if a person does makes a big decision in life, and there's no going back. It's irrevocable. Irrevocable means it cannot be broken, or you can't change your mind later. It's permanent. So imagine if you're a kid and you're really good at soccer, okay? And imagine if you make a decision when you're like 12, 13 years old to join, let's say you get recruited by Barcelona, okay? Because these big clubs, they recruit kids when they are young. Like, how old was Messi when he got recruited? Did he even finish high school? Nobody asked the question, is Messi even educated? Did he finish school? I don't know. I mean, he was a superstar before he even would have graduated high school. Because people graduate high school, at least here in Canada, when they're 18 years old, right? So I don't know much about Messi's life, but when it comes to sports, physical sports, you have to start young if you're going to become the best, right? You can't decide like when you're 30, oh, I want to become the world's best soccer player. You can't decide then. You have to decide when you're like 10 or 5, or you have to decide really young. And so for Messi, he was probably, I mean, when he joined Barcelona, or let me know. I actually don't know. He would have for sure been in his teens, probably mid-teens at the latest. But what do they do? Do these guys finish school? I mean, when you make a decision when you're a kid, let's say Messi was like, let's say he was in school, let's say maybe he was like 13 years old. If he had his eye on becoming professional, let's say he got recruited by Barcelona, and he went into training with them, you can't go to school at that point, right? It's kind of like there's a point of no return where you make a decision in life, you cross the Rubicon, and then you can't go back, right? Like, imagine if Messi, if he wanted to finish high school, maybe he did, I don't know. You let me know. Did he ever finish high school? But that was obviously a Rubicon that he crossed, and it was a good decision. Objectively, if people are looking at his life, they would say it's a lot more valuable to be like the world's best soccer player rather than have a stupid high school diploma. Right? I mean, which would you rather have? Would you rather have millions of dollars and be super famous and super successful, or would you have like a useless high school diploma, guys? Let me know down in the comments. Guys, college, man, these days when I'm looking at the news these days, all these college campuses have basically turned into dumps. They've turned into dumps. College is useless, guys. If someone wanted to give me a free Harvard degree, Okay, Harvard used to be one of the most prestigious universities in the world. To have a degree from Harvard meant you were smart. You were really, really, I mean, you were destined for success. Nowadays, I mean, you know, if Harvard wanted to give me a degree, I wouldn't even take it. I'd just say, take your stupid piece of paper and go throw it in the garbage. That's what I think of universities these days. It's literally a waste of time. It's a waste of money. I don't know why people do that, but why education? I mean, all these universities, they used to be really good places, but now they're complete dumps, guys. Something caught on my foot, guys. Oh, there's some, like, look at that. Is that fishing line? I think there's some fishing line here. You can see that? Anyway. So guys, look at this big Rubicon here. I'm just using the word Rubicon now because I like it. This isn't actually a river. This is a canal. This is the water in this canal. It's actually, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where it goes. Is it even flowing? I don't even know if it's flowing anywhere, guys. Kind of like my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. What about you? Is your life going places? Or are you just kind of hanging out? I'm just hanging out with you guys, teaching some English about crossing the Rubicon. So let me know some examples in your life. Have you ever crossed the Rubicon? Have you made a decision, you know? Like, imagine if a person really wanted to come to Canada and there was like a boat that was leaving from their country, and they went and hid in the boat somewhere, you know, and came here, you know. They just wanted to get here no matter what the cost, right? They just wanted to get here. Well, when you would get into the boat and hide there, you're making a big life decision that maybe you can never go back to your country again, right? So that would be crossing the Rubicon, where you make a big decision and there's just no going back, guys. So let me know in your life, have you ever crossed the Rubicon? Give me an example down in the comments. Plane up there, ruining my video again, like always. So anyway, guys, let me know if you could become a pro at something, sports or anything else. You know, very often you have to start young, right? You know, would you think it's a good idea for kids to drop out of school to pursue their dream? Or I don't even know how that works. How do you get? You have scouts, like a teams like Barcelona and every sport has scouts. A scout is a person who goes and looks for talented athletes. Okay, so Barcelona had scouts in, I don't know, in Argentina at that time. Maybe when was that? 20 years ago? Something like that. They would have had scouts in Argentina, and one of the scouts, they spotted him. They said, we want that Messi guy to be part of our team. Okay, so do you think it's a good idea? What happens? Does a person finish school? Do they go to college? What do they do? Guys, you know what? It's funny because when I see pictures of Messi and his family on Instagram or wherever, I think, you know, he's a very, very successful person. He has a family and he's got enough money to live. You know, at the end of the day, that's what people want, right? You know, what do you really want in life? Do you really need a career? Do you want to get really educated? Do you want to get a stupid piece of paper from some useless university somewhere? Or do you just want to have a happy family and have enough money to live? You know, maybe buy your kids something nice, you know? I don't know. I don't know anything about his family. I just see pictures of Messi's family. I think, you know what? He did great in life. He's very successful. He's not successful because of soccer, although he is great at soccer. I would say he's successful because he kind of jumped over a lot of lies in our world. Lies that say you have to be educated to be accepted. You have to, you have to have a degree. You have to do this, you have to do that. He did none of that. He just went straight there. He got the nice family. He got enough money to live. Good for him. I like him. I think he's a great guy. I bet he's happy in his family. He has no need probably to sleep around. He has no need to go after other women. He's probably really happy. So that's success right there. Other athletes, they would think success is getting as much of everything as you can, getting as much money, getting as many women, getting as much of everything. Those guys, they have a short career, and they're not happy in the end. They have nothing. All that stuff was just very temporary, guys. Money is very temporary. I don't even like money. I'm thankful I have enough money to live, to stay alive. But, guys, there's my pep talk for the day. A pep talk is just like a short speech where you talk about something. So, I don't know. There's my pep talk, guys. So don't go to some useless university. It's better to do something that you want to do, that you really love doing. And for Messi, you can see he really loves soccer. He loves playing that game. He's good at it. So he crossed the Rubicon early on in life, and it paid off, just like Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon and he won. Sometimes in life, guys, we just got to cross the Rubicon, and then it's a risk, right? Julius Caesar could have lost, maybe. Messi could have tried really hard, maybe, and maybe he could have gotten injured. Right? This is the big thing, guys. There are a lot of really good athletes in the world who just they've got all the talent. They've got everything's right. They just get injured. They're just plagued with injuries, guys, sometimes, like tennis player Andy Murray. Is that his name? Andy Murray? He used to be one of the top guys, but his whole career he was just plagued with injuries. Whereas other players like Djokovic, he's been incredibly healthy, So it really depends on a lot of factors, but it's nice that Murray at least won a little bit. I think he tried really hard. It's nice to see people who try really, really hard and put their whole heart into something. It's nice to see them succeed. That's why I like watching pro sports. You see people who've tried so hard, and everybody thinks those people are talented. And yeah, they are talented, but nobody talks about how hard they worked. Those guys work so hard day in and day out. They don't eat cake like me. Guys, I could never become a pro soccer player because sometimes I eat cake and pie. I'm too fat to play soccer, guys. But guys like Messi, they've got a really, really disciplined routine. They probably wake up at the same time every day. They get so many, they do so much time in the gym every day, and they train out on the field. They probably have a mental routine too, where they kind of they probably have a mental health coach. I need a mental health coach, guys. What do you think? Do you think I need a mental health coach? Let me know if you'd like to coach me mentally. That'd be great. I think I need a mental health coach, guys. But anyway, now I'm just rambling. So thank you for going on a walk with me, guys. And for, hopefully this is new. Hopefully you learned this new idiom, to cross the Rubicon. So remember, it can be literal. It can have a literal meaning, with Julius Caesar crossing the river in North Italy to battle it out in civil war. Or it can have a figurative meaning, you know, where you do something, you make a big decision that's going to affect the rest of your life, and there's no going back. It's irrevocable. You've crossed the point, or you've passed the point of no return. Okay? Cross the Rubicon, pass the point of no return. There it is, guys, for you. Well, this is just beautiful, guys. There's almost no wind, and it's sunny. This is just, these days are rare. It was cold this morning, but now it's actually not bad. So guys, from here in beautiful Alberta, Canada, I will wish you a great day. As always, I love you so much. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.